Hi.
Hello.
Hey guys, this is Torin Talks and Drew. Bitches,
I like that you remember to do that every time.
what was it exactly that you wanted to talk
So
about?
yeah, we're talking
Your
about uh I guess I call it Batman syndrome. I don't know. I just feel it's when to explain what I mean. It's kind of like how Batman he's doing his thing and Gordon goes and
yeah,
turns the bat light on and Batman's like, "Oh, I got to go over here and do this." And I feel like that's how
yeah,
guys do girls where they turn on their bat signal like, okay, I'm ready, like come over here, and then the chick's just supposed to like run over there and do whatever, and it's late night by the way, and that's not cool.
yeah, yeah. I can see that. That's definitely that's definitely more booty call type of area because you can tell when talking to someone what they want a lot of the
Yeah.
times. A lot of girls they're like, oh, all he wanted was sex, and that was it. It's like, well, you could kind of tell based on the context of the way he was talking to you, but you didn't want to believe it. That's the thing.
Yeah, I can see that sometimes where it's kind of like all right, you're obviously you already know what's going down, but then too that's why I don't like going to people's houses even when they say, oh no, just come over and hang out. It just sets up the scene for shenanigans. And that's why it's like, no, you want to hang out, let's meet like somewhere neutral, so that way I don't even have to deal with that.
Yeah. I don't mind coming over to people's places. I much prefer that than people coming over to mine because the way I look at it is more like this is my like sanctuary, a place to like get away from
Yeah.
everything and take a breather and stuff. And I just like the freedom of being able to leave whenever I want.
Yeah.
And it's kind of awkward telling somebody
No,
to
it
get
isn't. I
out.
love it. Like when I was in college.
Oh, I did all
Yeah,
the
no,
time.
I
Gee.
mean, just in general, like, because we were in college, we knew a bunch of people, and we used to have people over our apartment, like, all the time, and we always would meet people and be like, oh, you guys want to hang out? Let's go to my house, because I love being in my house. That way, when I'm ready to shut party shut down, if I'm ready to go to bed, it's like, all right, I'm gone. Like, I don't have to worry about, oh, how I'm going to get home. And also, too, like, if you are hanging out with somebody and you decide, like, this sucks, you can just be like, get out, deuces.
I just feel bad in general. I just feel bad doing stuff like
I
that.
mean,
So I just
I
avoid
would
it.
feel bad if it was uncalled for, like, if I just was just being a douche about it.
Yeah.
But if I'm clearly, like, no, and you're still trying to pursue, or you know how some people, you'll meet them and they'll be cool, and then, like, their true colors pop out. And then you're like, okay, you're not the person I
Yeah.
thought you were. Like, yeah, bye. And also, too,
Yeah.
since it was just more of us in one place, because I had like 3 roommates, it was just safer as a girl
Yeah.
than just you're going to some rando dude's house, you know,
Yeah, that is
nobody knows
true.
where you are. Versus, okay, you come over here. I know I got at least 3 people to back me up. So
Yeah.
that was always nice. But I do get what you're saying about girls who know the deal. They know what's going to go down. They're still like, oh, I can't believe, that dude tried that. It's like, what'd you expect?
Yeah. I mean, cause don't get me wrong. Like, I think guys are in the wrong when they don't aren't straight up with the girl and tell them that that's all they want.
Hmm.
Like, obviously that's wrong, but at the same time, it's one of those like you still have to be realistic about people being fake.
Yeah,
I
people are
mean,
fake
you still have to be
all
held
the time. Like, I
accountable.
remember this one dude that tried to, like, hit me up. This was, again, like, back when I was in college. I don't know. It was something about that town. Yeah. Like, for some reason, I just always had the most ridiculous people with the most ridiculous stories of all time. But this guy, well, I think he basically was pretending to be someone else and said he got in a car accident.
What the
Yeah, it was
fuck?
like a whole big old thing. Like, we were supposed to hang out, and then he was like, "Oh, I can't because I have to pick my friend up." And I said, "Okay, I'll bring my friend, and we'll just double." And then it was kind of like, "Oh, I can't because I just got in a car accident." And I really think it was the friend, like supposedly the friend, and the friend was like this ugly dude. And so I think he was just pretending to be the other guy.
I mean, that's why I'm so like shy when it comes to stuff like that because like I'm so picky when it comes to the people I spend time
Yeah.
with that like I just don't like to deal with it.
Yes.
Like oh no, I know somebody that'll just talk to a bunch of people all the time, and then they have all these crazy people. It's like, well, that's just a numbers game at that
Yeah.
point. You talk to anybody that has a mouth, you're gonna come up with some shitty, crazy
Yeah.
people. So that's kind of why I like
Yeah, see, but
limit
that's
myself that
how.
way. That's why I'm so
Yeah,
quiet.
I'm. Well, I wouldn't say I'm quiet, but
No, you're not.
but I feel like I'm observant though, and
Yeah.
I feel like if I'm observing the scene and it's like if I'm quiet, that means I'm definitely just like really observing the scene. So if I'm observing and I see something that just looks a little off, then I'm out because, like you said, like I'm the type of person like I don't like to waste my time. I don't like my time being wasted. That's like a pet peeve of mine. So
Yeah, same
it's
here.
just like if you're gonna waste my time, let's just cut all the shenanigans right now. Let's just get to the like, what do you want? Just tell me now so I can adjust and figure it out. You know, so like for me, I know this probably sounds super douchey, but whatever. I'd rather a dude just like, yeah, I just want a DTF and that's all I want from you.
Well, it's not really douchey. I mean, and there's like a respectful way to word
Well,
that.
yeah,
Like,
I
you
mean,
don't
of course
have
you
to
don't say it
like.
like that,
If
but
somebody
I
just
mean,
like,
even if it was brutal, like base like that, like crass like that, I mean, I appreciate that more than someone trying to play games.
yeah. What I think is annoying is like, because I'm sure there's a situation that I mean there has been there's a situation where like a girl's into, and of course it's vice versa, no matter what
Yeah.
gender, but the girl's into some dude, and he's just like, yeah, I'm not, I'm just interested in kind of casual hookups type of thing. And then she's just like, ew, that's disgusting. Why would you do that? Blah, blah, blah. It's like, why would you be so judgmental when someone was so like respectful about it? You know,
It's not like he tried anything,
like,
or like.
yeah,
So I mean, people just have their own mentality. Like when you don't follow what they think that you should be, then it's like, oh my god, I can't believe you do that, and it's like, all
yeah.
right, whatever. It just stops functioning correctly.
I kind of do have a topic kind of in my
Cool.
head. It was inspired by there's this YouTube channel called School of
Mhm.
Life, and they talk about philosophers and kind of like political, social psychology, kind of philosophy and all that stuff. And one of the things that was really interesting was they talked about this guy named Epicurus. He was like, ancient Greek
Yeah.
philosopher, and basically he studied what it means to be happy, like how do you get
Yeah.
that and everything. And um, it connected with me so well because basically he looked around and he's like, well, everybody's just chasing skirts and trying to get rich. And these people that eventually get that are fucking miserable.
Yeah.
So it clearly isn't money and women and sexual encounters and all that stuff. So he just set up like a commute, like a house basically, like a big house full of his friends, and they all did jobs where they like helped the community, kind of like one guy would
Like a
make
commune.
yeah, like it was kind of, yeah. I mean, that's where it was inspired from.
Yeah.
The church eventually hijacked that idea, but at first it was like called like epicural communities or something like that. And it just makes so much sense to me because I feel like in today's society, it's like, all right, here's what you need to be happy. You gotta have a lot of money. You gotta have, a spouse. You have to get married, and you have to have kids, and then you have to, they go and you have grandchildren, and you retire and then die. And that's all you need to be
but
happy.
see, none
but
of
there's
that
so many
stuff
people that have
appeals
that
to me.
shit.
You know what I mean? Like, so I don't know what I'm gonna do.
No, not at all.
Like, the only thing that might appeal to
Not
me
at all.
is of like being married, but not for the sake of,
Yeah.
oh, I want to be married and I have a ring, and I think this means I'm somehow important. I mean, I just want somebody that I'm like, we're partners. We're pinky in the brain. We're trying to take over the world. Like we're just doing our little thing.
Yeah.
And so to me, it's just like, I guess the rat race just never appealed to me. I guess that's why. Just that whole kind of like 1950s Calvinistic, you gotta have the picket fence and the 3-inch grass and the stupid kid and,
Yeah.
all that just, and then too, like you said, the people that have all that stuff, A, they're miserable, or B,
Yeah.
they're hiding some freaky fetish in the closet,
Yeah, I mean, I think there are people that have those things that are legitimately happy, but I think it has more to do with like them feeling fulfilled based on what they do, or them like contributing to their lives in some way.
Yeah, I feel like that's more of an internal thing. I really don't think you can measure that in external means because
Yeah,
I mean there have been times like where I've been like poor and poor and I was happy like with who I am. And there's times when I've had more, I guess like more money or like financial, economic, social status, whatever, and you're not. So
yeah.
I don't think
I mean,
I think people nowadays, I guess like everybody wants to be relevant and everybody wants to matter, and I don't know if that's just
yeah,
because like the rise of like reality TV, so that means like in YouTube and everybody's filming themselves and snapping themselves, and so it's giving rise to this like I'm important kind of
yeah.
culture.
I can definitely see that, especially since like you can hear feedback from almost everybody. You can, I mean, before like I'm trying to think of somebody completely random, but like somebody influential like Stephen Hawking. Like 50 years from now, if Stephen Hawking was who he was today, he wouldn't have nearly as much
Mm-hmm.
feedback as he does now. Now anybody with a good computer can be like, "You're stupid, crippled faggot."
Yeah.
Now, granted, I'm sure that his caregivers don't like. Well, it looks like somebody commented on their blog today, and it's shut up, crippled faggot. Like, I'm pretty sure they probably don't like
Yeah.
do that. But either way, he's like more exposed because everybody has a voice in this technological age.
Yeah, I feel like some people are just
Misconception.
like noise in a vacuum. Like they just talk to himself, talk. They're not contributing actively to anything. Like I feel like it's just like those people that go and troll people. Unless your troll was like actually creating a dialogue or something, but just to go in there and troll like, oh, you're stupid or you're ugly or you're whatever. I feel like that's just kind of like, but if
Yeah,
you're, I guess if you're troll, because some people, any dissenting opinion nowadays is like, oh, you're trolling me. So it's not that. But when you're just, LOL, idiot or whatever, and it's just like, really, you didn't have anything else better to do today? Like, no,
yeah,
all right. So yeah, I don't get it. But yeah, I mean, also too, then you have people like, and this you see a lot on Facebook, like everybody on Facebook, and they post all their, oh, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, like happy, happy. So everybody on Facebook has perfect lives, and then
yeah,
you're sitting at home, like eating your bag of chips, and you're like, okay, my life sucks. But then again,
yeah.
it's like nobody's gonna post on there like, yeah, I almost got evicted last night or whatever. Well, actually, some people do, and that's a whole nother
Well,
story.
I'm sure those people are like, yeah, I need a place to stay. Anybody
Yeah,
help me
well,
out?
no, they're just people because first of all, you have generally most people on Facebook. I feel like there's like three kind of categories. It's like you got people that are kind of neutral, where they kind of post about their lives, but nothing too personal. Like they'll post like some accomplishments and some frustrations, but generally it's neutral. And I feel like I'm in that category because like I'll post when something good happens to me, and then but like when we were going through a blackout, I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm gonna kill somebody if these lights don't come back on.
Yeah,
So yeah, but then there's some people on the extreme, other side who are always just drama on their Facebook page all the time, just constant drama, and it's
yeah,
just like Facebook does not need to know all your business. Like, we don't need to know that. I just don't. Yeah, like this true story. This chick, I won't name any names. Yeah, I feel like even this is going to be too broad, but whatever. Chick I know posted her freaking miscarriage on Facebook.
what?
Yes, like
What exactly do you mean by posts?
I was scrolling through my feed and then I was like, "Oh my god, what is that?" It looked like a xenomorph Like because it had like all the slime and the goo, and I was like, is this like, am I seeing what I think I'm seeing right now? Like, is this real life? I had to delete that. I didn't delete them, but I hid like all their posts after that because I was like, I can't.
What was it like? One of those. Usually when people do that, they're one of those. This is why you should get an abortion.
I understand those people. Not that I understand them, but I mean, I get that.
At least they have an agenda.
That's what I mean. They're pumping an agenda. So there's a reason why this is. That's whatever. But no, this was just real, like somebody's life. Like, oh, like I had this today happened. Why like kind of deal. And it's like, really. Yeah, I don't get it.
Yeah.
I had to gently hide all user posts because I did not want to see anything like that crawling across my feed again. I was just like, no.
This is slightly deviates from that, but
only slightly.
But the whole abortion thing, yes. With the whole abortion thing, what makes me laugh is what I tell people, because I'm very much pro-abortion, is because somebody's like pro-choice, I'll just be like, okay, imagine this world if abortion never existed ever. Every single abortion that has ever happened since the beginning of abortions never happened. That all those babies were obviously all those babies didn't get born because some of them would have died anyway due to complications. But you know what I mean? The fact of the matter is there would be too many goddamn people here. It would be so fucking crowded. You could barely walk out of your house if every single baby that was aborted
who wants to be
living.
Like I just to me, I feel like this. I just feel like if that's the decision that I want to make, then let me make it. If you don't like abortions, don't have one.
Yeah. And not existing doesn't suck. We've not existed way longer than we've existed. Yeah. I've only existed for 23 years, and the universe is supposed to be like billions of years old. It didn't hurt. It didn't feel like anything not to exist. It's not a big deal. And also, even if you are religious, like... okay, your baby dies and then it goes to heaven. Wouldn't you be jealous? You got to skip this rental car of a planet to go to paradise?
Yeah.
Like, really? Wow, I feel so sorry for that baby that gets to live in eternal paradise and skip the shitty parts of this world.
Yeah.
But obviously, I'm not advocating for everybody to get an abortion so their baby lives it up in heaven. But... I'm just saying, like, if you actually think about the dogma that you're pushing, that's what's happening. I'm getting really off topic, but I'm very much anti. I don't want to have kids and all that stuff. It just doesn't sound very fun for me. Doesn't sound like it's And what's funny though is when I tell some people that, they'll be like, "What are you going to do when you're old?" And it's like, well, why the fuck? Like, don't get me wrong, I completely admit I'm probably screwed when I'm 90 years old and I have nobody to help me out, but why would I make a people because of that? Like,
that logic, when people say that, because people say the same thing to me, because I say the same thing, like, I have no desire to have children. And they say the same thing to me, like, what are you going to do when you're old? What about all the old people in old folks' homes right now that have, like, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 children, and they're not, there's people in old folks' home with children.
That's still, it's like, so you want me to ruin these kids' lives because I don't want to be a parent, just so I'm not a lonely fuck when I die.
My point, I guess, that I was trying to make is, like, a bunch of people die lonely with kids. Taken out of your home that you lived in for years, and now you're basically living in a dorm room with all these other old people that are waiting to die. And you're telling me, like, you think, like, they're not happy. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's some of them are, but I mean, generally, consensus, when you go to an old folks' home, it's like, oh, this is sad. Because nobody comes and visits them. Some of them have kids that come visit them. Some of them, and some people don't. And they have kids. So I feel like I might as well just take my chances anyway. There's a 50-50 shot that your kid might not take care of you when you get old. Maybe
Yeah.
they think you didn't
Oh,
buy
yeah.
them that pony when they were 7 years old, and they're about to take it out on you right now. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, those are definitely bad when you have, yeah.
yeah.
And that's true. That is pretty unfortunate that we treat old people
I
like
know, it's
that.
sad.
I just think that's funny though that people like try to scare you into it just so you can go through all that shit for, gosh, 50 years, I suppose.
Your whole life.
I
Like, what
mean,
do you mean?
yeah, yeah, that's true.
Like, you never get rid of those kids. Like, once you have them, you're stuck with them till you die. Like, they never leave you alone. Yeah.
Yeah, that's very true.
So
And
if you're a person that likes your alone time, then that is not the life for you, because you're
yeah,
never
exactly.
gonna have it again.
I do.
Again, ever.
Because what makes me laugh is like when people have kids. I mean, they're fucking supposed to say, "Oh my gosh, I love that. They're the best things that ever happened to me." Because and if you don't say those things, you don't say them.
Yeah.
You don't say the other side. You don't say, "Man, it really sucks. I fucking hate it."
Well,
Because then you look like a horrible
yeah.
person.
Well, I mean, you need.
And it's like I think there's way more people that hate it. What I'm saying is like I think there's more people that hate it that aren't
Of
vocal
course.
at all than we think we do.
Well, yeah, I know
So,
some people
I
that
mean,
are vocal, but then
it's not
again,
all-
you know, that's
Yeah.
Some parents are like, you ruined my body and my life, so I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, some of them are. Like, there's more people that hate it than you think because a lot of people that hate being parents aren't like super vocal about it because there's a huge social stigma against that, and because you're basically admitting that you fucked up. Like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have made people because this is awful. But now you're responsible for
Yeah.
those people, and so you don't get a very accurate look at how many people actually like it and how many people actually hate parenthood.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, or two, sometimes I think people have kids so they can live vicariously through them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they don't like the kid for whoever the kid is. They like the kid as an extension of their own self.
Yeah. Their own will. And their own
Yeah, and
desire.
I feel like that sucks just as much as, anything else.
I mean, that's one of my things too. Is I hate the idea that like you're instantly the moment you decide to be a parent and the pregnancy happens, like you're instantly like making these judgments on something that isn't even born. Like he or she's gonna be like this. We're gonna have this. We're gonna do this. It's like this motherfucker isn't even born yet. And you're like putting these like expectations on it, and I just don't like that. The idea that you're like planning a human life, something that isn't even like able to be planned to that degree. It's like how scary the idea that parents would be able to custom make their kid. How they're like developing that science. Like, oh, I can make my kid be tall and good at music and all this stuff. It's like capitalism extending to being a parent.
Mm-hmm.
You can get the best product with your money in terms of children, and children are more like products than actual people that can't be 100%
But I mean, that's
predicted.
to me been the whole problem with children in a nutshell. I feel like people use them as products, they use them as props, they use them as tools without even realizing that these are actual people with lives, and these crappy decisions that you're making they're going to affect them for the rest of their lives. Like, that's just like people who try to baby trap people. Like girls that try to baby trap
that's
guys.
fun.
And it's like, okay, let's just say you successfully, pull a baby trap. I don't know. First of all, I don't know why a woman would want to pull a baby trap. Anyway, that's just me. But let's just say you successfully pull a baby trap. You're going to have to raise that kid. And he knows you both know that nobody agreed on this kid. You basically strong arm someone into like co-parenting with you. And I think it's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's
and
pretty
then
bad.
They always wonder why, the dude doesn't want to be with them. And it's like, you trick someone into having a baby. You're a liar.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to date you either. Also, too, the other thing that I like is my super pet peeve, especially with women. They always say, "Oh, like you'll change your mind." No. Like, and I hate that they make you feel like if you don't, that means you're not a real woman.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I like that is just so asinine to me because I don't feel like that makes you any more or less of a woman because you had a baby. Or what's the other one? Oh, you don't know what it's like to love someone until you have a kid. No, that's not true either.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like people, so you're telling me that everyone who doesn't have kids doesn't know how to love anyone, knows what love is, and knows how to show like a great love or a great appreciation for somebody else. Only people with kids can do that. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's pretty ridiculous. Like, it kind of reminds me, I told my mom that I didn't want kids, and she was like, well, just know a lot of the people I know that don't have kids are really selfish. It's like, a lot of people I fucking know that have kids are super selfish. Go fuck yourself. It doesn't matter if you have kids or not. If you're an asshole, you're going to be an asshole with or without kids. Like, what the fuck kind of stupid logic is that? Like, you're just throwing bullshit out of your mouth when you say stupid shit like that. You're selfish if you don't have kids. How? What? When are you going to put individual accountability to people? Like, really? Like, sure, like, some people have become more responsible when they have kids. But, I mean, that doesn't mean that happens 100% of the time.
That doesn't
mean that there aren't plenty of assholes. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, it is pretty rare.
So it's just kind of like, if it did, then you wouldn't have all these people on Maury looking for their baby daddy. You know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't, if being a parent made you make sound moral, like, decisions, you wouldn't have all these shenanigans that go on a daily basis. Or, like, there's guys running around like, and then they brag about it, like, I got, like, 4 baby mamas. It's like, I'd tell nobody if that was me. I would be, like, so undercover with that. Like, if I was a guy and I had 4 different women that had babies by me, I would keep that on the low. Like, nobody would know. Like, it'd be like, oh, no.
I'm gonna be honest though. Like, part of me when I hear stuff like that, like, I'm super judgmental of people like that because it's like, you really need to learn how condoms work, dude. Like, that's pretty bad. But at the same time, I'm like, damn, he must be really good at pulling tail. Like, seriously, that's a lot of people at like one given time.
So, like, that, though, to me, the only thing is, but then again, you have a bunch of chicks that are like I said, there's a whole society of, like, stated and understated pressure. And I'm pretty sure it's the same for guys, but I just don't know because I'm not a guy. But for girls, and that's why all these women end up having these babies by these losers because, they're lonely or oh, your clock is running out or, whatever. And, then it's kind of like, oh, well, I better just, do this and get it over with. So then, and it's just dumb to me. It's just dumb. It's just dumb logic. Yeah, I don't get it.
I actually have, like, a fantasy in my head where I'm like bored and I just like I'm just picturing in my head like a doctor calling me and just be like, you did some random test and you're infertile. I'm just like, yes. Like, I just randomly picture something like that being like, oh, or like I remember like, this is bad, but I remember hearing, like, one of those shows that shows like medical mysteries where there's someone in the hospital that actually needs their dick cut off for like a medical procedure, but they do it to the wrong person.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm saying, like, stuff like that. There's like a show like that. I don't remember what it was called. And one of them where the person got like a vasectomy when he was supposed to like get his tonsils taken out or something. And then he sued the hospital and got a bunch of money. I'm like, that would be awesome if that happened to me, because I wouldn't even be mad that I got a vasectomy. I was just saying, like, that particular scenario, I just, like, picture happening to me and be like, oh, thank God, I got a free vasectomy out of the deal, and then I got extra money for them screwing up.
Yeah. You should just get one.
I mean, obviously, it's very bad to do that now.
Wow.
Because I still could change my mind.
Yeah.
That's something you should be 100% sure of.
Let's just say, like, if you did have a kid, like, I'm so gonna come to, like, your baby shower or whatever and bring you a big old gift and be like, you remember when we did that on podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you might change your mind. I mean, I don't think I'm gonna change my mind, but
If I did though, I would adopt.
Yeah, see, that'd be cool. See, I can get behind that. Like, I'm all about that life. I mean, not for me, but for other people.
Just don't get me wrong. I am. There are many selfish reasons for not
Oh,
wanting
I
kids.
fully
First
admit
off,
it.
the woman that you're with, she's gonna get like moody, and she's never gonna get 100% of her body back. It's
Hmm.
like, kid, don't fuck up my woman.
Yeah, and then also too though, like for me, it's just like you don't want to be that parent. Like you basically like ruin your kid's life because you're a scumbag parent.
Yeah,
And
yeah, because you thought about it and you're like, yeah, that sounds wonderful. I'm really gonna like it. Then you do it like, this really sucks. I don't
yeah,
want to
and
do
your
this
kid's
anymore.
like, yeah, you basically ruined my whole life because you sucked as a parent and you didn't have
Yeah,
anything, like, and it too, it's just so much prep because that's what I don't know, I just can't do anything halfway. That's why, like, if I did something, I would just have
yeah,
to do it to the max. That's just a job you can't halfway do,
yeah, exactly.
because the results are terrible. Terrible. You need all
Oh
hands
yeah,
on deck. All brain power working towards this because if you're giving it half attention, it's gonna show 20 years down the line. You know
oh yeah,
when
definitely.
they're on the news. So it's just
I just feel like I feel like being a good parent is really
that's what I
hard.
mean.
Like there's a lot of thought, like cause like when you see, cause I mean there's like a line of like, okay, being super strict obviously doesn't work. Everybody knows those kids, and they either like were completely unprepared for the real world
Or they're
when
whores.
they went into it. Yeah, or they're just like some of the worst troublemakers in the world. And it's like with the other end, people, they obviously get like super sportive. You let them do whatever they want. It's like, how do you find the happy medium?
Yeah.
Is there even an answer to that? Is it even just like you just go the happy medium and hope everything
I
works
think
out?
that's
Because I
pretty
mean,
much
at
what
the end of the
everybody
day,
does. I think it's just kind of like you fly by the seat of your pants and you make it up as you go along, and results may vary.
yeah. Because like, I mean, you can control a lot of things in your kid's life, but you can't. At the end of the day, you can't control if they like end up fitting in with the druggy crowd at school. Like, how do you,
Well, I mean, I guess you can control that by, telling them about, I feel like either when you're not informed, then other people can influence you. And I think that's what happens a lot of
Yeah,
times because that's the age where your mind is very open to new influences
yeah.
and new, whatever. And so for
I mean,
me and my family, like, we always knew what everything was. Like, they never, and I think that's another thing that they do to kids that I don't like, is they sugarcoat everything. And then when they get in the real
yeah,
world or they start getting older, they don't connect the dots because they don't use like proper terminology or tell them what things are, or whatever. It's just kind of like those kids that, 'cause I was reading this somewhere and they didn't know what like private parts were because their parents never called them that. It was always called something else like, I don't know, Mr. Woo Woo or whatever, I don't know.
yeah, yeah,
But, so if somebody comes at you, talking about, hey kid, let's do this, and it's like, okay, well they didn't say Mr. Woo, so it must be okay. And now you're on freaking 16 and pregnant or whatever. So
no, yeah, that's definitely true. I mean, like I said, like I understand you can like, oh, well, just explain to your kid like there are going to be kids at your school that are going to pressure you to do drugs, and there are some drugs that are bad and it leads to a
yeah.
horrible life. And at the end of the day, I can't like control everything you do, but I'm warning you right now that those aren't the type of people that you want to be friends with. I'm just saying, like, I don't think at the end of the day the kid could just give into peer
Well,
pressure
I
and
mean,
then fall into
I
like
think there
a,
already has to be a seed of, I don't know, I feel like someone just can't come along and make you do something. Like the
yeah,
foundation's already there. They just came and put some water on it and tend the garden. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So that's just like for me, when I was like younger, like in high school, like I remember in high school, everyone would go to like their parties and be like, oh, drink and whatever and blah blah, and it was just like since I grew up with like a lot of older people and like I had uncles and stuff, and you know, like they drank all the time. Not that I was doing it, but it wasn't a big thing to me to go out and do. So I never had to worry about that because it was just kind of like, that's not appealing to me. Like, that's not interesting to me. It's not, you know. Yeah. So I guess since I was exposed to it more, it wasn't this whole, ooh, let's go do this, you know, type of like taboo thing to go do. So, yeah. So I guess it just depends on like your influences or whatever. But then I guess it too depends on, like you say, if the parents too strict, of course, the first time they get a little taste of freedom, they're going to go crazy. Mm-hmm. And then also, if they're too loose, then the first time they get some structure in their life, they're not going to be able to handle it. So, I don't know.
That's
just too much balancing to be trying to figure out. That's why I like dogs, because you know what? They're like children, like they're like the best part of children with like the best side feature. Because dogs, you can play with them, you know, they love you. If you just really want to spend your money on something, that you can buy them food and treats and all that stuff, you know, you just really want to take care of something and love something, and they love you back. And also, two added protections. The dog will never leave you. The dog will be so loyal to you. It'll protect you. And the best part about a dog, it doesn't talk. So you can say whatever you want to that dog, like, I hate your freaking guts, and the dog's not going to say, yeah, well, I hate you too, like the kid's going to do. Okay? So to me, I will be a dog owner for life. Because dogs are like the best kids. They're like the best babies. And you can buy them clothes and, you know, give them birthday parties. They have a dog birthday party, dog hotels, all kind of shenanigans for dogs now.
Yeah. I mean, that's definitely true that, like, I know me personally, me and my family, we spoiled our dog. Yeah. And, like, you know, that's obviously not as big of a deal as spoiling a kid.
Yeah.
Just like my dog doesn't attack people, he's just like needy.
Yeah, he's just an attention whore.
Yeah, exactly. And most dogs are. Let's be honest, most people spoil.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. But then again, it depends on the dog. Because some dog, like my friend had a dog. Like, this dog was so chill. Like this dog did not want attention at all. Like not that it didn't want it. It didn't seek it. Like when I had my dog, she was just like, you know, she needed attention constantly. Like, she was constantly needing someone to, like, validate her existence. But my friend's dog, that dog could not be bothered. Like, that dog was just like, you know what, okay, hey, I saw, like, you get, like, one tail wag, and then it goes, like, sit down somewhere. Like, it just was not, it was just like, all right, cool. It acted more like a cat almost than a dog, which was weird. But I'm not a cat person. First of all, I'm slightly allergic, but
that could be a problem.
I don't like anything that's gonna, like, I'm gonna spend money on you and be nice to you and do stuff like that, and then you're gonna be like all moody and irritated. Maybe that's what guys say. Maybe that's what guys say about girls. Okay, I just took you out to a nice dinner and you're gonna be all moody and irritated, like.
I mean, definitely have a point.